Hello everyone. So today let me show you a very simple way to ensure that you're able to create notes when you're using let us say Emacs. This is of course not really related to Emacs. This concept is applicable to almost any kind of editor that you may want to use, especially if it is a terminal based editor. But in this video, my focus would be not on Emacs org mode, but rather how to effectively use your computer, especially Linux based computer. I think it will also work on Mac, and how to basically fetch or create some files without timestamp. Now let me give you one example. So I think example would probably make more sense. So let us say I am on the desktop, or I'm basically outside Emacs. So if you're inside Emacs, I'm sure you know, if you follow my channel or if you're using Emacs, especially org mode, then you have the option to capture notes or capture basically, the capture template. So you can press Ctrl+CC and it will actually give you this nice template to select, and you can actually capture those notes very easily. Now, Emacs is of course not always open, but what if you want to, let us say, for example, right now I'm showing you something on the computer and I want to, let us say, create a file. And Emacs might be open, it might not be open. But what you can do is, or what I can do is, I can actually open Emacs right now. For example, if I do something like Alt-P is of course, I'm using DWM right now, but you can do this with any terminal-based launcher, I guess, or I guess any launcher. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to launch Emacs client. And when I launch Emacs client, I actually want to, because I'm doing it with Emacs client because Emacs is already open and Emacs server is already running, and I will do Emacs client -c, and then I will pass in here the file name. Let us say I'm going to create a file called 1234.txt. So basically, I'll show you an efficient way of doing it, and of course I'm doing it right now manually by typing the file name. So the idea here is to basically, because I believe in taking notes quite a lot, and it could be org mode, it could be just notes, any notes. You should have this ability to basically have access to these shortcuts and basically create these files, text-based files. And the moment I press enter, it will of course give me the buffer where I can now start doing whatever I want. So this is of course, maybe I want to now make my notes. I can do something like this is my note, and I'm doing wonderful things, right? So this is all great, right? And I can now save it. It will be saved of course. It will be saved on my desktop, right? I think that's a bit fine. I mean, so this is great, right? Now what if no, this is not the only thing that I wanted to show you, because I mean there is nothing great about it. The main thing that I wanted to show you is that if you are let us say trying to launch Emacs or any editor, of course you can have a shortcut assigned, because I do have shortcuts assigned. Like I normally press super shift. Super is the Windows key. Super shift and E, and then it opens my Emacs, which is great. But when you open Emacs, you can also open Emacs client, and you can also specify the file name like 1234.txt to capture the notes that will probably go to a specific directory. Now the main thing that I wanted to show you is the creation of the file name. So when you create a file name, right now of course I did this manually, like 1234. So the file is actually saved in my home directory 1234.txt. Now this is great, but I actually wanted to show you that if you want to create a file name, so basically what we are doing here is we are actually doing this Emacs client -c, and instead of 1234.txt, I want the timestamp, and timestamp is, let us say right now it is 2022, and today is 18th of March. So I'll do 18th. And then I'll do maybe, let us say, what time is it? 16:53, right? Or whatever time, that is not really important. And of course, maybe settings. So this timestamp will be always unique. So this is what I want to do. Whenever I run this command, like a shortcut, I want to basically call this command, or basically the main thing is that I want to create this file and open it at the same time using Emacs client. And I mean, the creation of the file can happen maybe later as well, because when you launch it might not save the file straight away. But the main thing here is that you need to basically generate this timestamp, and the timestamp generation is of course very simple. All you need to do, you need to basically use the date command. So we have this wonderful command called date, right? We all know about it, we all use it. And the thing is that this is of course with spaces. We don't really want spaces. I mean, it will work with spaces, I guess, but I always prefer having hyphens. So what you can do is you can always pass in something like this. I believe you can do plus, and if you pass in some arguments, it will actually give you the not the bracket here. So it will actually give you the year, and it can be small y, by the way. So it will be 22, but I want capital Y. And I guess you have now guessed it. The only thing that we need to do, we need to just use percentage M. It could be, just try with the capital M. It will be of course not ideal, but I want small m, and then I also want at the same time month, and then I also want date. So that would be P. And finally I want hour, minute and second. For hour, minute and second, just try what you get with small h, and you will get no, this is not the hour. I want basically 16. Yeah, I want 16. So at the same time I want 16, and then the time is right now 55 minutes. So let us try capital M, and yes, we have 56, and then we have of course seconds, and then we have the entire string that we want. So this has to be a variable. So what I can do is I can actually enclose this in this bracket, and I can do this something like this, echo, and then if I run this command, it will now present me or give me this string. This is all great. The only thing that I may want to do is I want to also suffix this with something like underscore note dot txt, and now we have this string. And what we can do is, of course, now we can basically use this in a variable, or whenever in our shell script. For example, whenever I create a video, I have a shortcut to, I have a script that I run to simply create a video with that particular file name, and that file name is actually generated on the fly using this. And that is what I wanted to actually show you today, that use this method to generate a timestamp and use it along with a shell script to call maybe an editor, or basically anywhere you want. I mean, that is what I wanted to talk about. And it's a simple thing, of course, nothing great about it, but I think it is definitely useful, and it will save a lot of your time, and at the same time it will make you efficient. And that is it. I hope you enjoyed watching this video and you learned something new. Thank you very much.